Life will test you. It will push you beyond what you think you can handle. There will be days when you feel like the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders, like the universe is conspiring against you. But in those moments, one thing will determine the direction of your life. Your ability to stay composed, to stay strong, to stand firm when everything around you is falling apart. A calm mind is a powerful mind. Compartment. When the storms rage, when the setbacks come, when frustration builds up, it is not the one who panics that finds solutions, but the one who stays still, who breathes, who thinks clearly. The world belongs to those who can take adversity and transform it into growth, who can take obstacles and turn them into stepping stones. Your mind is the greatest weapon you will ever have. It is the tool that can either elevate you to greatness or chain you to mediocrity. Far too many people go through life without realizing the potential they hold. They allow emotions to dictate their actions. They let fear, anger, and doubt take over. And in those moments of weakness, they make decisions that push them further away from their goals. Think about it. How many times have you let a single bad moment ruin an entire day? How many times have you allowed stress to control your actions instead of taking a step back and assessing the situation with clarity? Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of success in history has come from someone who refused to let emotions take over. Instead, they harnessed their energy, they controlled their mind, and they executed with precision. When life throws you into difficult situations, when things don't go as planned, most people react without thinking. They lash out, they complain, they feel defeated before they even try to find a solution. And that reaction, it leads to regret, it leads to missed opportunities, it creates a cycle of failure that keeps repeating itself because they never learn to stop, to breathe, to take control. Yes, emotions are powerful. Yes, the urge to react is strong. But strength lies in mastering those emotions, in standing tall when everything inside you wants to collapse. Because if you let emotions control you, you lose control of everything else. Science has shown that when we panic, when we let fear take over, our ability to think logically shuts down. Our brain shifts into survival mode, acting on impulse rather than reason. In those moments, we make choices we later regret. We say things we don't mean. We sabotage ourselves without even realizing it. But what if you could change that? What if you could train yourself to remain steady, to keep your mind sharp even in the midst of chaos? What if, instead of reacting, you responded with purpose and precision? That is where true power lies. Not in avoiding adversity, but in facing it with unwavering focus. Look at those who have achieved greatness in any field, leaders, athletes, visionaries. It is not just their talent that sets them apart. It is their ability to stay calm under pressure, to keep their emotions in check when the stakes are high. They have trained their minds to perform at their best when others would crumble. Imagine standing in the middle of a high-stakes situation where everything depends on you. The pressure is suffocating. The expectations are overwhelming. You could panic, let doubt take over, and fall apart. Or you could breathe, center yourself, and execute with confidence. This ability is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate, something you build every single day. It starts with small moments, choosing not to react in anger, choosing to take a breath before making a decision, choosing to let logic guide you rather than emotion. The more you practice, the stronger you become. Life is unpredictable. No one is immune to challenges, to setbacks, to disappointments. But those who succeed are the ones who learn to master their minds. They are the ones who see obstacles as opportunities, who refuse to be controlled by emotions, who stay steady even when everything around them is shaking. You must become that person. You must train your mind to be your greatest ally, not your worst enemy. You must build the discipline to stay calm when the world is chaotic, to remain focused when distractions pull at you from every direction. This is the difference between those who dream of success and those who achieve it. This is only the beginning. The journey to mastering your mind, to becoming the strongest version of yourself, is long, but every single step you take brings you closer to becoming unstoppable. And when that moment comes, when life tests you again, you will not break. You will rise. But let's be real. Staying calm when the world around you is crumbling is not easy. It's not something that just happens overnight. It's something you have to train for, something you have to build like a muscle, day by day, moment by moment, because when pressure hits, when fear creeps in, when everything inside you screams to panic, that's when your training kicks in. Most people go through life letting their emotions control them. When things don't go as planned, they react without thinking. They let frustration, doubt, and fear take over. They say things they don't mean. They make choices they later regret. And before they know it, opportunities slip through their fingers, relationships are damaged, and progress comes to a halt. But you're not most people. You are stronger than that. You are capable of more than you realize. And the first step to mastering life is mastering yourself. You have to learn to control your reactions, to stop letting emotions hijack your mind, and start making decisions from a place of clarity and purpose. It's not about ignoring your emotions. It's about understanding them. It's about recognizing when fear is trying to hold you back, when anger is clouding your judgment, when stress is making you doubt yourself. And instead of letting those emotions dictate your actions, you take control. You decide how you respond. Science has shown us that when we panic, when we get overwhelmed by fear or anxiety, the logical part of our brain starts to shut down. Our minds trigger a survival response, pushing us into fight or flight mode. And in that moment, when your heart is racing and your thoughts are scattered, you stop thinking clearly. You start reacting impulsively. You make choices that aren't based on wisdom, but on fear, and fear will always lead you down the wrong path. But what if, instead of reacting, you trained yourself to pause, to take a breath, to slow things down, to regain control over your mind, your actions, your life? That's where real power lies, not in reacting to the chaos, but in staying composed when the world is losing its mind. Look at the people who have achieved greatness, the ones who stood tall when others crumbled, the ones who didn't let fear, doubt, or pressure shake them. What set them apart? It wasn't just talent. It wasn't just intelligence. It was their ability to stay calm under pressure, to keep their focus when the stakes were high, to rise above the noise and make decisions from a place of strength. And that is exactly what you must learn to do. No matter what challenges you face, whether it's a career setback, a personal struggle, or a life-changing decision, you have a choice. You can let fear consume you, or you can take control. You can panic, or you can breathe. You can react, or you can respond. This is where your true power begins. Not in waiting for life to get easier, not in hoping that obstacles will disappear, but in preparing yourself, training yourself, conditioning your mind to be unshakable. And that's exactly what we're going to do. The truth is, life isn't going to slow down for you. Challenges won't wait until you feel ready. Obstacles won't ask for your permission before they appear. The world will test you when you least expect it, and the only thing that will determine your success is how well you've prepared yourself to handle it. That's why you must train your mind like a warrior every single day. You don't wait until the battle begins to sharpen your sword. You prepare in advance, because when the moment comes, there won't be time to think, to hesitate, to second guess yourself. You'll either be ready or you won't. And it all starts with awareness. You have to recognize when your emotions are taking control. You have to notice when fear is creeping in, when stress is building up, when doubt is whispering lies in your mind. Most people ignore these signs. They push them aside, hoping they'll go away, but emotions don't just disappear. If you don't take control of them, they will take control of you. So what do? You train yourself to pause. You train yourself to recognize the moment before you react. Instead of letting fear dictate your choices, you breathe, you center yourself. You ask yourself, what is the best response in this situation? What will move me forward instead of holding me back? This simple shift, this ability to pause, can change everything. Because in that pause, you regain control. You stop being a slave to your emotions. You stop making choices you regret. You start thinking like a leader, a strategist, a master of your own destiny. But it's not just about mental awareness. It's about building real habits that strengthen your ability to stay calm under pressure. Because here's the thing, when the stakes are high, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your training. And that training starts now. It starts with how you handle the small stresses in your life. If you can't stay calm when you're stuck in traffic, how will you stay calm when a real crisis hits? If you can't control your emotions when someone criticizes you, how will you handle rejection, failure, or adversity? You have to build the habit of calmness in the little moments so that when the big moments come, you are ready. And one of the simplest, most powerful ways to do that is through your breath. Your breath is the key to everything. It is the bridge between your mind and your body, between chaos and clarity. That's why in the most high-stakes situations, the people who perform best are the ones who have mastered their breathing. When pressure rises, when fear tries to take over, you take control of your breath. You slow it down, you inhale deeply, hold it, exhale slowly, and in that moment, you reset your entire nervous system. You send a signal to your brain that says, I am in control. This is not just a theory, it is a science-backed strategy used by the strongest, most resilient individuals in the world. And if it works for them in the most extreme conditions, it will work for you in your daily life. Because in the end, success is not about avoiding challenges. It's not about waiting for the perfect circumstances. It's about how you respond when the pressure is on. It's about what you do when the heat turns up. And in those moments, you have a choice. Will you let fear win, or will you take control of your mind, your breath, your response? Because the ones who stay calm in the storm, the ones who train their minds for battle, are the ones who rise above it all. Mastering your mind is not a one-time decision, it's a lifelong commitment. Every single day you are faced with moments where you can either react emotionally or respond with clarity. Every day life presents you with a choice. Will you let circumstances control you, or will you take command of your own mind? Because here's what most people don't realize. Your mind is like a battlefield. The battle isn't happening outside of you. It's happening within. Every thought, every emotion, every doubt, it's a fight for control. And if you don't train yourself to win that battle, you will find yourself defeated before you even take the first step. You must condition your mind to handle pressure, to thrive in uncertainty, to remain unshaken when everything around you is in turmoil. Because the truth is, storms will come. Fear will show up. Pressure will rise. That is inevitable. But how you respond to it, that is what separates those who succeed from those who crumble. And to build this resilience, you need discipline. You need to be intentional about how you train your mind, just like an athlete is intentional about training their body. You can't expect to stay calm in the middle of chaos if you haven't prepared for it in advance. Start by practicing mindfulness, being fully present in each moment. Instead of allowing your mind to spiral into panic, bring yourself back to now. Focus on what you can control. When stress starts to creep in, remind yourself, I am in charge of my response, because the moment you take control of your reaction, you take control of the situation. Another key to mental mastery is visualization. Your mind is a powerful tool, and the way you see yourself in your mind determines how you perform in real life. If you constantly see yourself as weak, as someone who crumbles under pressure, guess what? That's exactly what will happen. But if you start to visualize yourself as strong, as someone who remains composed no matter what, your actions will start to align with that vision. Close your eyes and see yourself handling difficult situations with confidence. Imagine yourself staying calm when things don't go as planned. Picture yourself making powerful decisions under pressure. The more you practice this, the more your brain starts to believe it's possible. And when the real moments come, you will be ready. And then there's the power of your inner voice. The way you speak to yourself in difficult moments matters more than you know. Too many people destroy themselves with their own words. They tell themselves, I can't handle this. This is too much for me. I always mess things up. And without even realizing it, they are programming their minds for failure. You have to change that voice. You have to replace doubt with belief. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I am built for this. Instead of thinking, I always fail under pressure, tell yourself, I perform at my best when the pressure is high. Your words shape your reality. And if you don't take control of them, they will take control of you. And finally, be mindful of the energy you allow into your life. The people you surround yourself with matter. If you are constantly around negativity, doubt, and fear, it will seep into your mind before you even realize it. You cannot afford to let the wrong influences shape your mindset. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to be better. People who remind you of your strength. People who push you to keep going, even when you feel like giving up. Because when you are in an environment that fuels your growth, you will rise higher than you ever imagined. And this is the key. Mental strength is not about pretending life is easy. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about preparing yourself to face them head on. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't break under pressure, but thrives in it. Because in the end, life will not wait for you to be ready. The challenges will come whether you are prepared or not. And when they do, you will either react out of fear or respond with power. So ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to be when that moment arrives? The moment of truth is coming. It always does. The storm, the setback, the unexpected challenge, it will arrive. And when it does, you will be faced with a choice. Do you crumble under pressure, or do you stand tall and take control? Do you let fear dictate your actions, or do you rise above it with unwavering focus? This is not about luck. This is not about waiting for the perfect moment. This is about preparation. The greatest victories are won long before the battle even begins. The strongest minds are forged in the quiet moments of discipline, in the unseen hours of effort, in the daily choices that build resilience, clarity, and confidence. You don't become unshakable by accident. You don't develop an unstoppable mindset by chance. You build it. You train it, you strengthen it every single day. And when the pressure is on, when the weight of life feels unbearable, that training is what will carry you through. Because here's the truth, pressure is not your enemy, fear is not your downfall. These things only have power over you if you let them. But when you change your perspective, when you see obstacles as opportunities, when you reframe your struggles as the fire that strengthens you, you become invincible. Think about the challenges you faced in your life. Think about the moments that tested you, the times when you felt like giving up, but you didn't. You pushed through, you survived, and because of that, you are here today, stronger than before. But now it's time for more than survival. It's time to thrive. It's time to take control of your mind, your energy, your life. It's time to stop reacting and start responding. It's time to train yourself to stay calm, stay focused, and stay in control no matter what comes your way. And that starts now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when things get easier. Right now. Because your future is not waiting for you to feel ready. Your potential is not going to unlock itself. You have to make the decision. You have to commit. So take a deep breath. Feel the strength that already exists inside you. Remind yourself that you are not defined by fear, by failure, by circumstances. You are defined by how you choose to rise. No more excuses. No more doubts, no more waiting. This is your time. This is your moment. And when life tests you, when the storm comes, when everything around you is spinning out of control, you will not break. You will not fall. You will stand firm. You will take control. Because when you master your mind, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you.